Recently, Steve King was talking about his own personal travails since he declared that he doesn't understand why white nationalist or white supremacy are bad words. And as a result of what he said about that, it's time for another Garbage People. So if you haven't seen him in a while, this is Steve King. Steve King is an interesting guy with a long history of saying and doing really questionable things that all coincidentally have to do with race and stuff. And so he recently was at a town hall, and there were at least 3 to 6 other people there, a very popular guy. And a woman asked about how, like, we have all these problems as a country, and she thinks that we need to pray to deal with it. And this is the direction he took it in. He responded saying, "For all that I've been through, and it seems even strange for me to say it, but I am at a certain peace, and it is because a lot of prayers for me. That's fine." But then he says, "And when I had to step down to the floor of the House of Representatives and look up at those 400 and some accusers, you know, we just passed through Easter and Christ's Passion, and I have better insight into what he went through for us, partly because of that experience." And if it seems like he is saying that him being censured for defending white supremacy is like being crucified, that's what he's saying. It's like being whipped through the streets, dragging a cross and dying on that cross.
Usually that's a joke when someone's so self-important about something that happened to them that they brought on themselves, and then they go on to say, or they'll complain, "Oh my God, I can't believe you guys are censuring me for being a piece of garbage." And then someone goes, "Oh, so how does it feel? You're on the cross now." You're supposed to say that sarcastically at someone. "Hey, you want to get off the cross now?" Instead, he throws himself on and thinks that's a good thing.
He's one of the worst people in elected office, and I really hoped that he would get knocked out the last time. Like, that obviously would not be a solution to any of our problems having to do with race, either in the current day or historically, but it would at least be an indication that when they bring to themselves the focus of all of this concern, when they want to make clear to you of exactly what they think about different groups in America by their public statements, and we're gonna read a few, endorsing candidates that are out and out Nazis and all of that, at least they might be knocked off. But no, he avoided losing his job. He got censured by the House, that's true, which means that for literally decades of racist statements, racist actions, racist policies, he got the same consequence that Ilhan Omar got for a tweet. That's the best we could do in America.
And then they complained still, like, we did what we were gonna do with Republican leadership. We did what we were gonna do with Steve King. Now you guys have to do the same thing to Ilhan Omar. It's a game to them. It's like we're supposed to equate all of this so that we can lessen the actual words that our guy is actually using consistently, and consistently gets reelected. No, it actually is a big thing if he didn't get reelected again, because that's one more layer shaved off of the garbage people I keep going to because of this particular segment that we have had in our society. We've had tons more before that are openly about it. We have to get rid of the last few left. And there's more than a few.
And then so all of that, and then when he gets the most minor consequence, a censure from the House, which we remember and you will remember, but 99% of the country never knew that it happened and will never think about it again. As consequences for actions go, that's a pretty light one. After just that, he is the same as the killed Lord and Savior of billions of people. He has suffered as they have. And the thing is, like, it would be one thing almost, it would be one thing if, like, you believe, I'm gonna try to be respectful. Jesus is an interesting guy with some interesting ideas. I don't personally believe that he is divine in any fashion, but he does. Steve King does believe that. And you have supposedly the words of this person, a person who is perfectly moral and all of that and has directly given you lessons. And even just, you have a book, you could just read that book and know what this guy wants. You've spent decades since I started to put together a timeline, and then I realized there's no way we'd be able to go through all this. Like, years spent trying to make English the official language of America, suing the Secretary of State for making voting information available in Laotian and Bosnian. On the House floor, he designated a model of a 12-foot concrete border wall topped with electrified wire, back when that was even crazier than it is now. Would Jesus try to electrify people passing into this country, and then himself make the comparison to cattle, which is what Steve King did. I mean, talking about where did any other subgroup of people contribute more to civilization, talking about white people? I mean, the constantly like talking up that book, The Camp of the Saints, which is like a murder fantasy of killing migrants crossing over into Europe. Look, we could go on and on and on. You know what? It's time. It's time. We'll talk more, but it's time for all that he has said and done, and now especially for trying to compare himself to Jesus, a guy who, whether fictionally or in real life, suffered more than really anyone else. No, you belong in the trash. Sorry, buddy. Steve King, garbage person.
Thank you very much for watching this clip from The Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.